The internet has never seen Claressa Shields like this before. The world champion boxer, normally known for her unshakable confidence and iron will, went live in a state that left fans speechless, tears streaming down her face, her voice cracking, and her words a desperate plea. But who was she begging? Not the fans, not the critics, but Remy Ma herself. Yes, you've heard that right. Claressa Shields, once defiant and unbothered, was literally begging Remy Ma for forgiveness in front of thousands of viewers. And the reason? Because, according to Claressa, that might be the only way to save Papoose from jail. Eyewitnesses and fans who tuned in to the shocking live stream describe a moment so raw and chaotic, it immediately went viral. Claressa claimed there were things the world didn't know, secrets only Remy could expose, and unless Remy Ma stepped up, Papoose could stay locked behind bars. Fans couldn't believe their ears. Why would Claressa, a woman known for throwing punches at her enemies, suddenly crumble into tears for the very woman she's feuded with? Within minutes, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok lit up with clips of the breakdown. Hashtags like hashtag CLARESSA breaks down, hashtag Remy forgive her, and hashtag free PAPOOSE skyrocketed. Some fans said it was heartbreaking. Others said it was pure manipulation. But everyone agreed on one thing. This was the most shocking twist yet in the messy saga between Claressa, Remy Ma, Papoose. And here's the real kicker. Insiders are whispering that Claressa's breakdown wasn't just about emotions. It was about receipts. Alleged messages, hidden recordings, and shocking truths that could turn the entire story upside down if Remy refuses to play along. So what really happened behind the scenes? Why was Claressa so desperate, and why does Remy Ma hold the key to Papoose's freedom? Stay with me, because this story is about to get even darker. To understand why Claressa Shields' emotional collapse on livestream shook the entire internet, we have to dig into the messy, toxic, and unforgettable history that links her, Remy Ma, and Papoose. Because make no mistake, this breakdown didn't come out of nowhere. It was years in the making. And every twist in this saga was building toward this explosive moment. Claressa Shields isn't just any fighter, she's the self-proclaimed GWOAT, the greatest woman of all time in boxing. She's fierce, unapologetic, and outspoken. She's built a brand on never bowing down to anyone. But what fans don't always realize is that Claressa's personal life has been just as combative as her career in the ring. And at the center of that drama, none other than hip-hop's power couple, Remy Ma and Papoose. It all started with whispers in the industry, rumors that Claressa and Papoose were closer than they should have been. Some claimed it was mentorship, others swore it was more. Pap had always been known as a loyal husband, but the streets talk, and soon enough, Remy Ma allegedly heard things she didn't like. Tension between Claressa and Remy simmered quietly for months, until it finally boiled over in public. The first sparks flew when Claressa threw subtle shade at Remy during an Instagram live session, hinting that some women don't really appreciate the men holding them down. Fans instantly caught the subliminal and tagged Remy nonstop. Not long after, Remy responded with her own cryptic post. "Be careful who you let into your circle. Not everyone wants peace for your family." That was the unofficial start of a feud that fans still can't stop dissecting. From there, things only escalated. Claressa began appearing at events without fear, sometimes even standing too close to Papoose in photos that fueled endless speculation. Blogs ate it up, headlines screamed betrayal, and fan camps were divided. Team Claressa versus Team Remy. But what made this feud even uglier was how public it became. Remy is no stranger to confrontation. She's lived through scandals, industry, wars, and even prison time, and she never backs down. When it came to Claressa, she didn't mince words. Insiders claim she confronted her directly, warning her to stay in her lane and reminding her in no uncertain terms that Papoose was off limits. Yet, Claressa, with her fighter's pride, refused to be intimidated. She clapped back, claiming she didn't owe Remy anything and that people were just jealous of her rise. That defiance only deepened the rift, and it dragged Papoose further into the spotlight. Then came the moment no one saw coming. Reports that Papoose had landed in legal trouble. The details were murky. Some said it was linked to business dealings gone wrong. Others whispered about old street ties catching up to him. Whatever the cause, one thing was clear. Pap was facing jail time. And that's where Claressa's story took a shocking turn. Instead of distancing herself from the chaos, she seemed to double down. She spoke publicly about Papoose, defending him, calling him misunderstood, and hinting that she knew things the world didn't. The boldness stunned fans especially, since every word she said seemed to provoke Remy further. The feud, once just rumors and subliminals, was now a full-blown war. And when Papoose was officially taken into custody, the internet exploded with one question. Where did Claressa fit into all this? Was she the cause, the confidant, or something even more complicated? Which brings us to the viral moment Claressa, breaking down on livestream, begging Remy for forgiveness. Fans who tuned in couldn't believe their eyes. This wasn't the brash, undefeated champion they were used to. This was a woman in tears, openly admitting that unless Remy stepped, Papoose could stay locked away. Her exact words cut deep. Remy, I'm sorry. I'm begging you. You don't know what they're going to do to Pap. Please, for the love of God, forgive me so he can be free. The rawness, the desperation, it shocked everyone. But it also raised 1,000 new questions. Why did Claressa believe Remy had the power to free Pap? What secrets was she alluding to? Most importantly, was this breakdown genuine heartbreak, or was it calculated manipulation? The stage was set. Claressa Shields, the undefeated fighter, was finally on the ropes, not in the ring, but in the court of public opinion. And the only person who could throw the knockout punch was Remy Ma. The live breakdown wasn't just dramatic, it was explosive. Claressa Shields, sitting in front of her phone camera, no makeup, her normally sharp eyes swollen from crying, pressed go live and let the world into her most vulnerable moment yet. Social media went into chaos. Some accused Claressa of gaslighting the situation, weaponizing Pap's freedom to guilt Remy into making peace. Others argued Claressa wouldn't risk saying something so bold unless there was truth behind it. And just when things couldn't get wilder, another leak dropped. This time, it was an audio clip. A muffled recording allegedly captured Claressa in a private conversation admitting, "I know I messed with him. I know I crossed the line. But Pap don't deserve this. If Remy forgives me, maybe she'll stop playing games and help him." The audio tore the fan base apart. Claressa had just confessed to crossing the line with Papoose, confirming the very rumors she'd denied for years. And her breakdown wasn't just about saving Pap, it was about begging Remy to forgive the betrayal at the heart of this mess. Headlines blew up. Claressa Shields confesses shocking betrayal in leaked audio. Remy holds the key. Is she? Blocking Pap's freedom. Hashtag free PAPOOC trends as drama explodes online. Within hours, celebrities began chiming in. Tamar Braxton tweeted, "Lord, women fighting over a man while he's sitting in jail. I can't." 50 Cent, never one to stay quiet on hip-hop drama, posted a meme of a boxing ring with Claressa and Remy photoshopped as fighters, captioned, "Main event, pay-per-view." But perhaps the most telling reaction came from Fat Joe, Remy's longtime friend. On Instagram Live, he spoke cryptically. "Sometimes silence is louder than words. Just know everybody ain't telling the truth here." Fans took that as confirmation that Remy did know something, and that Claressa's breakdown wasn't just theatrics. Meanwhile, Papoose's name started trending as supporters rallied for his release. Online petitions demanding Remy tell the truth gathered tens of thousands of signatures in hours. Protesters outside the courthouse chanted "Free Papoose," holding up signs with Claressa's quotes from the live. But here's the part that made everything spiral even darker. Insiders leaked that Claressa had been receiving anonymous texts threatening to stay quiet or Pap stays locked. One message. Allegedly read, "You talk too much? You keep pushing and it won't just be Pap who pays the price." That revelation painted Claressa's breakdown in a whole new light. Was she crying out of guilt? Or was she terrified, knowing she was trapped in a game bigger than herself? Either way, the first twist was undeniable. This wasn't just a feud anymore. It wasn't just a love triangle or petty drama. Claressa's tears had pulled the world into a scandal with real stakes. A man's freedom, a woman's silence, and a betrayal that threatened to destroy them all. And just when the world thought it couldn't get any worse, another rumor hit the blogs. A second, unreleased audio existed, one where Remy herself was allegedly heard screaming at Papoose about choosing that boxer over your family. If that audio ever leaked, it wouldn't just end careers. Would set the entire internet on fire. The internet thought they'd seen it all after Claressa Shields' live breakdown. But just when the story seemed like it couldn't get any darker, the second wave of leaks detonated. And this time, the entire feud was pushed into dangerous territory. Within 48 hours of her tearful plea, a mysterious account began dropping. New receipts. First, it was an alleged audio recording of Remy Ma and Papoose in a heated argument, supposedly captured weeks before Pap was taken into custody. The clip was short, muffled, but the voices were unmistakable. In it, Remy was heard, shouting, "You think you can play me for that boxer? Do you think you can embarrass me and get away with it?" The audio cut off before Papoose's full response. But one line was clear enough to send chills down fans' spines. "You don't understand Remy. She knows things." The internet went into meltdown. If the clip was real, it wasn't just confirming the betrayal, it suggested Claressa wasn't bluffing. She did know something, and whatever it was, it tied directly to Papoose's freedom. Then came the second shocking reveal. Screenshots allegedly showing Claressa receiving anonymous threats warning her to stop crying online or risk making Pap's situation worse. One text read, "Keep your mouth shut. You're not saving him, you're burying him." These messages reframed her breakdown completely. Maybe Claressa wasn't just guilty or manipulative. Maybe she was terrified. Maybe her tears weren't just for forgiveness, but for survival. Social media lost control. Fans split into two camps. Team Claressa, who believed she was bravely trying to expose the truth, risking herself to save Pap. Team Remy, who saw her as a manipulator weaponizing a man's freedom to get sympathy. The hashtags told the story. Hashtag free, P-A-P-O-S-E. Hashtag Reminu, and hashtag CLARESSA line all trended simultaneously, each with millions of posts. Celebrities jumped in, fanning the flames. Cardi B sided with Remy, tweeting, "Ain't no forgiveness when family's involved. Period." Meanwhile, Boosie posted a chaotic Instagram video defending Claressa. "Y'all can't clown her for crying. She fighting for her man too." That's real. And then Fat Joe reappeared with another cryptic comment. "Y'all don't even know the half of it. Crest me. When the truth comes out, it's gonna hurt everybody." Those words added gasoline to the fire. What truth? What did Remy supposedly know? And why did Claressa insist forgiveness was the only way forward? The industry began buzzing with whispers of a hidden deal, that Remy allegedly possessed evidence tied to Pap's case. Some said it was a recording, others claimed it was paperwork. A bold rumor even suggested Remy had enough dirt to get charges reduced. But she was holding back out of spite. And here's where the scandal truly escalated. Blogs started reporting that a sealed document in Papoose's case had mysteriously leaked, and it mentioned a third-party witness. Fans immediately speculated that witness could be Claressa Shields herself. If true, that would explain everything. Claressa's tears, her desperation, her insistence that Remy held the key. Because maybe Claressa wasn't just connected to Pap. Emotionally, maybe she was tangled up legally. The narrative shifted again. Now, people weren't asking if Claressa betrayed Remy. They were asking how much she really knew. And with every new leak, the pressure on Remy grew. But the most jaw-dropping twist came in the form of a rumored second live stream. Insiders claimed Remy Ma herself was preparing to go live, not to defend Papoose, but to expose Claressa once and for all. One alleged insider leak read, Remy tired of being painted the villain. She's about to drop her own receipts, screenshots, audio, everything. Internet braced itself. If Remy really had the power to flip the script, the entire feud could implode in one night. And that left fans with one terrifying question. If Claressa's breakdown was just the beginning, what nuclear bomb was Remy Ma getting ready to drop? Reaction to Claressa's breakdown and the wave of shocking leaks didn't just shake social media. It split the internet in half. Suddenly, every platform turned into a battlefield, and everyone from everyday fans to major celebrities was weighing in on whether Claressa was a victim, a manipulator, or simply too deep in a feud she could no longer control. On Twitter, chaos reigned. One side used the hashtag #RemyKnew, demanding that Remy Ma stop being petty and reveal whatever she allegedly knew that could free Papoose. The other side blasted Claressa, flooding timelines with hashtag #CLARESSA line, accusing her of crocodile tears and exploiting Pap's legal troubles to force sympathy. The fan edits were relentless. TikTok filled up with split-screen videos showing Claressa sobbing on one side and Remy Ma looking fierce and unbothered on the other. Captioned, "The Fighter versus the Queen." On Instagram, Reels paired Claressa's breakdown with dramatic movie soundtracks, turning her tears into meme fodder. But then the industry reactions started rolling in. And that's when things exploded further. Cardi B, always vocal, doubled down on her earlier support for Remy, tweeting, "Once you break trust with a woman like Rem, there's no fixing it. Don't cry now." Fans immediately dragged her into the feud, with some cheering her loyalty and others blasting her for protecting the wrong person. On the other side, Boosie went even harder in defending Claressa. He went live and shouted, "Everybody clowning her for crying, but y'all don't see the pain in that woman's eyes. She fighting for him like Remy should be." That clip went viral, sparking even more division. Meanwhile, Fat Joe's cryptic remarks about not knowing the half of it kept fueling conspiracy theories. Some swore Joe knew about the hidden evidence Claressa hinted at, while others claimed he was protecting Remy from total collapse. Even athletes jumped into the conversation. Shaquille O'Neal posted a subtle comment. "Sometimes the strongest ones break when it ain't about the fight in the ring." Serena Williams, surprisingly, liked a post calling Claressa messy, which fans immediately screenshotted and spread across Twitter, and the reactions weren't limited to celebs. Media outlets turned this feud into headline gold. Blogs plastered titles like Claressa versus Remy. A fight bigger than any boxing match. Did Claressa just admit to betrayal? Remy Ma's silence speaks louder than Claressa's tears talk. Shows dissected every angle. Wendy Williams' replacement host dedicated a whole segment, saying, "If Remy is really holding back evidence, that's messy. But Claressa crying online, that's strategy." The split in public opinion mirrored a split in the industry. Some insiders whispered that Claressa had overplayed her hand, that the public breakdown was a desperate attempt to salvage her reputation. Others swore she was being silenced, that the threats she showed were real, and that the truth would eventually come out. But the most chilling reaction came from the streets. Outside a courthouse in New York, protesters gathered with signs reading, "Remy, tell the truth and free Papoose now." Videos of the protest went viral, showing fans chanting Claressa's tearful plea, "Remy, forgive me," as if it were a rallying cry. This wasn't just drama anymore, it was a movement. And yet, Through all the chaos, one question remained unanswered. Why was Remy still silent? If Claressa's cries were manipulation, why not shut them down with receipts? If Claressa was telling the truth, why let her twist in the wind? The silence from Remy Ma only made things worse. Each day she didn't speak felt like confirmation to Claressa's supporters, while her loyal fans saw it as proof she was above the drama. The divide only deepened, and then, just as the public frenzy reached its peak, insiders dropped a whisper that turned everything upside down again. Remy wasn't just staying silent, she was preparing her own bombshell. The noise was deafening. Claressa's tears had flooded the internet, the leaks had split the industry, and fans were chanting in the streets. But the person at the center of it all, Remy Ma, had remained silent. No tweets, no live streams, no interviews. Just silence. And that silence became the most powerful weapon of all. Then, whispers began. Not from trolls. Not from random blogs. From insiders who swore they were close to Remy. They claimed she wasn't staying quiet out of weakness. She was staying quiet because she was loading the biggest weapon yet. A weapon aimed directly at Claressa Shields. According to these leaks, Remy Ma was preparing her OWN receipts, screenshots, voice notes, maybe even surveillance footage. The rumors said she had proof of Claressa's betrayal, not just with Papoose, but with information that could flip the entire narrative upside down. One insider put it bluntly. Claressa thought crying online would save her. She has no idea what's coming next. Remy's about to end this. The internet went into full speculation mode. Fans debated nonstop. What could Remy possibly have? That would silence Claressa's pleas. Some said she had text messages proving Claressa's relationship with Pap went further than anyone thought. Others swore there was a video, the kind of footage that would break the internet instantly. And then came the most shocking rumor of all. That Remy Ma allegedly had a document tied to Pap's case, something that linked Claressa in ways she could never explain away. If that document surfaced, not only could it expose Claressa's role in the chaos, it could explain why she was begging for forgiveness in the first place. Meanwhile, Claressa's camp reportedly panicked. Insiders leaked that she was calling friends at all hours of the night, terrified of what Remy might reveal. One source claimed, she said, if Remy drops those receipts, I'm finished. Everything I worked for, gone. And just like that, the cliffhanger sharpened. Claressa had already given the world her tears, her breakdown, and her desperate pleas. But Remy Ma was sitting on silence, a silence that felt like the calm before a nuclear bomb. So now the world waits. Will Remy finally break her silence and expose Claressa with the ultimate receipts? Will Claressa survive another wave of betrayal? And most importantly, will Papoose remain trapped in jail while these women fight a war bigger than any courtroom? Because if what insiders are saying is true, the next chapter won't just break the internet. It will destroy reputations forever. And there you have it, Claressa Shields, the fighter who never backs down, reduced to tears, begging Remy Ma for forgiveness as Papoose sits behind bars. The world has watched in disbelief. The leaks have turned this feud into a wildfire, and now we stand at the edge of an even bigger explosion. Remy Ma's silence. Because if the rumors are true, if Remy really is sitting on nuclear-level receipts, then Claressa's breakdown was just the opening round in a war that's about to get 10 times uglier. But now, it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe? Claressa's tears were real. A woman genuinely breaking down out of guilt and desperation to save Papoose. Or was this all a calculated performance? A way to guilt Remy into protecting her man while hiding her own betrayal? And most importantly, do you think Remy Ma is really holding evidence that could free Papoose? Or is Claressa just trying to spin her own mess into a redemption story? Drop your answers in the comments right now and don't hold back. I want to hear it all. Team Claressa, Team Remy, or Team Pap caught in the middle of it all. And listen, you think this saga is over? You couldn't be more wrong. Whispers are already spreading that Remy's silence won't last much longer. And when she finally speaks, it won't be words. It'll be receipts, screenshots, audio, maybe even documents tied to Pap's case that will flip this entire feud upside down. So hit that like button if you've been glued to every twist. Smash subscribe if you don't want to miss the next bombshell. And turn on all notifications because trust me, when Remy drops what